Welcome back, everyone. Drake Hawkins with you again for another tutorial episode for Surviving Mars. This is the third in the chain of the Curiosity expansions. This is Power, Water, and Maintenance. And we're going to go through this, listen to what they have to say, and see what we can learn from it. Maintenance.
Welcome, Commander.
The game.
It
Success.
looks like this forward base has gone through a major dust storm.
Yeah. Maintenance and the after effect of disasters and stuff is going to be huge. How you handle those, how you plan for those is going to make or break your colony. Now it's your job to fix up and prepare it for the first colonists. In this tutorial, you will learn how to handle power, life support grids, and power or building maintenance, as well as how to construct your first dome. Alright, this one might be a little longer. Sector scan.
First things first. Let's remove some unnecessary structures.
This concrete extractor is depleted deposit and will no longer will be no use now. But look, we can salvage some construction materials from it. Salvage the extractor. So we select it and we hit the salvage button in the top right. It'll tell you here in the pop-up what it gives you. Basically close to, in this case, I think half of the cost. What is a concrete extractor? Oh, it's not even gonna. It's gonna minimize.
Now let's get that drone hub operational.
All right, drone hub operation. You need to supply the drone hub with power. The resources from the salvaged concrete extractor should be enough to construct the solar panel. It'd be best to use the existing power cables to connect the building to avoid wasting more metals on cables. Excellent. So they want us to build a power cable, or generator, the large solar panel. We'll plop it right down there. That is just as fine a place as any. This set of cables randomness is driving me bonkers. Construct solar panels to power the drone hub. We're doing it. Just the fact that there's so many cables sitting around here. Whoever built this was very wasteful. Now, I don't know why, but apparently... Oh man, we got a lot of concrete stored there. Come on, guys. Build it. There we go.
We have some power, but it's not enough. We should prioritize the drone hub.
Okay, we can change the priority of the buildings manually. Buildings on higher priority get power, maintenance, and workers first. Select the drone hub and hit priority to high. Low, medium, and high, folks.
We can use the machine parts left from the concrete extractor to build a wind turbine.
Wind turbines are a good alternative to solar panel, and they operate day and night. Vertical axis wind turbines on Mars? Realism is a little shady, but that's okay. They also get bonus power if built on high ground. However, wind turbines have high upkeep cost and require maintenance more often than solar panels. Construct a wind turbine and connect it to the power network. Alright. Love me some solar panels, or some wind turbines. So this guy has 20 drones, and the rover has 8. Jeepers, we are seriously supplied with drones. That's a little overkill. I love how there's not even a stitch of resources on the ground we can gather here. Oh no, there is over here. Okay. We'll let them tell us.
Even with the wind turbine, there won't be enough electricity to power the base, especially during the night.
Solar panels provide power during the day, and we don't have accumulators to compensate at night. You can set some of the base buildings to automatically turn off at night using the building's shifts. I mentioned this last episode, but there are 3 shifts. Or maybe the first episode. The first shift, second shift, and night shift buildings will require power, resources, and workers only during their active shifts. Disable the night shift on the moisture evaporator and the fuel refinery. So it's actually 1/3 of the day.
You managed to get things operational, but this won't last, as buildings require maintenance, and we are out of resources.
Okay. Buildings require maintenance with resources roughly every 6 to 7 souls. Interesting to note. I didn't notice that number. Buildings that don't get maintenance break down and won't function until repaired. Letting them break down and not function won't change the amount of maintenance required. So if you shut something off and you leave it down while it's needing repair, it won't be repaired until you turn it back on. Not the shift, but the actual up here button. And thus you can save on the resource maintenance cost if you want to later use the building. To showcase this, we have simulated a breakdown in the solar panels. Thanks, we just built that thing. Drones will automatically repair the breakdown provided that there are metals in range of their controller. Examine the broken down solar panel. Let's click on him. We see now they've pumped the maintenance up to 100% current deterioration. A drone is on his way to repair the building. Well, that's lovely. He grabbed a piece of metal from over there and he's going to fix it all up. Dust it off,
we
polish,
need more
spit.
metals to secure this base. Use the RC transport to collect some metals and transport them back.
The RC robot can mine surface metals deposits. Use it to gather 20 to 30 metals and then bring them back to the base. You can use these metals to set up additional solar panels and power up everything. Deliver at least 20 metals to the base with the help of the RC rover. So grab him and we're going to go over here. Now, you can do load or unload if you'd like, or we could set create a transport route. I think they'll let me do that. Gather all, or I could just say gather metals if I only wanted to gather that, and then bring them back here. Now, notice I click on, well, it's the circles there, but I would always click on the power cable if I wanted him to deliver to the area, because he'll look in the very close proximity, like maybe 5 or 6 max tiles, like 3 radius sort of tiles, and say, is there a spot that wants this deposit? Oh, there's a metal deposit there. Great, I'll put them in there. If not, he'll just throw them on the ground in the area. Off he goes. Now, he'll continue doing that until one of 3 things happen. A, you tell him not to. You select him and give him a new instruction. Or B, he runs out of resources at the pickup location. Or C, he runs out of resources after he drops them off. No, just 2, because it'll happen on the pickup. So if you tell him to do something else, or he runs out of stuff to pick up, the route will end and he will actually deactivate the route. If more resources are then available later in that spot, he will not continue the route. Make note of that. There are some rare exceptions that seems to be, like when he's told to gather something from an extractor repeatedly. If he's told to gather from an extractor,
good job.
And there's...
However, we need more than just metals. Fortunately, we can call a resupply rocket from Earth.
Wonderful. If there is like an extractor, I was saying, that he's set to pick up from, in his trip to drop off, he'll come back because there'll be like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and so on in the extractor. Rare chance that he'll be shut off. Little trick to keep him helping with things when he's no longer useful later. Using the rocket to resupply from Earth is the best way to secure resources early on. You'll need funding to buy the resources, but your sponsor usually will provide you with enough to get the basic colony up and running. Open the resupply screen and order advanced resources from Earth. Resupply. Cargo rocket or passenger. We're going to do cargo rocket because we're nowhere near ready for a passenger rocket. The instructions on top here says order 20 polymer, machine parts, and electronics. Then launch the rocket to Earth with the launch button. Go ahead. And polymers, we add 5 at a time. It says to add 20 of those, and now 20 machine parts. It says if you mouse over it, it'll show what we have currently on the colony. It shows the weight per unit, or per 5, I guess in this case, and the cost per 5. So do some math when you're thinking, do I do prefabs or do I do regulars or resources and build it locally? If you have the tech, it's always better, cheaper rather, not always better, but it's cheaper to build it locally. That uses up some of our capacity and some of our cash.
Let's do some cleaning up around the base while we wait for the rocket to arrive.
The remains of the destroyed salvage building will obstruct other construction. To clear such things, you will need to research decommission protocol technology in the engineering field. For the purpose of the simulation, we have provided you with this technology. Clear the ruins of the extractor. Click that, and there'll be this little splody button. Kaboom, goodbye. Little timer. Well, it's not a timer. It looks like a bomb set to timer, but it's actually waiting for a drone to come. Boom. Done.
Now, let's remove some of the unnecessary cables.
Yes. You can salvage. You can use the salvage tool in the build menu to remove cables and pipes, as well as the alternative way to salvage buildings. I was unaware that it actually salvaged buildings as well. That's good to note. There we go, and click there to salvage. And I guess we'll just click all of this. Good. Wait for the arrival of the rocket to land near the base Remember, you can speed it up in the HUD, blah, blah, blah. Oops, I paused. Right? Rocket is stupid fast in this version. That's hilarious. Come on, buddy. I don't know if I was supposed to build more... Oh, I didn't. I slowed it down. I don't know if I was supposed to build more... more power. So what are we consuming power with? This guy costs us 3, this costs us 5, and this costs us 5. He is producing 11, and he is... oh, no, wait. He produces 5, and he produces 6. That's sad, because we need 13. Alright. Go ahead and land this rocket. Is there a specific spot he tells us to land it? No. Now, take... oh, what the heck? That just broke. Take note that the... oh, that was a very dramatic break, too. The proximity of the rocket is about... of the dust cloud it makes, basically, is about 5 tiles. And all you basically have to do is make sure you're kind of in your drone sort of capacity range. We're going to go ahead and drop him, I don't know. Let's just put him up here some... let's put him up here. There we go. Split power grid. 1. Is there a power grid still waiting there somewhere? Oops! Oh, don't deconstruct that. Cancel that. I was trying to see if there was a power grid showing a split power grid, but that must have been old news. So both of these guys are powered down. That's pretty crappy. I'm not sure if it wants us to, like,
the supplies from Earth have arrived,
or not, but
and we can use them to expand the base.
Let's start with a power accumulator. It allows you to store power for nighttime and or emergencies. Keep in mind that accumulators have a capped maximum output, so a single one will single one may not be enough power to power all buildings at night. Wow, that was hard to read. Goal: construct a power accumulator and connect it to the grid. You may want to construct some additional solar panels or wind turbines in advance to sustain base expansion. Alright, so let's do that. Let's grab an accumulator and put that fine fellow down. I don't know, let's put him down right there. Looks fine to me. And we'll put in a couple more solar panels. Maybe put them on this side. Oops. If I click that and I hold shift, it'll let me place multiples without shutting off the command. I hit the new one, so for instance, like this. I can go rotate and put one there, and then rotate again and put one there. Lovely, isn't it? I don't know if I have enough for all that, but anyways. There we go, we got the power thing.
Water is essential for a sustainable Martian colony. Fortunately, there is a water deposit nearby.
What a wonderful fortune we have come across. Quite frequently you'll get a water extractor in your first site, but it's not always, so that moisture evaporator may be necessary if you don't previously know what the map contains. Let us build a water extractor near the deposit. All extractors must be placed near the deposit of the corresponding type. Remember to then connect it to the power. You may also have to build power producers to generate the required power.
Use the build menu to construct a water extractor near the water deposit. Then power it up.
Alright, we're going to place it right where it tells us to. We're going to do that, and then we're going to do a power line in there. Then we're powered. Good. Now, what we're not going to do is have that water go anywhere, but I think we'll let him tell us that when it happens. I do want the deconstruct, because this is driving me nuts. I want to salvage a bunch of this, but we won't. Tutorial, Drake, let it happen. Now, what is it waiting on? He's waiting on 3 more concrete. Looks like the concrete crew is on its way. There we go. Ready and building. The construction process is really fast. Look at that. Barely even got the chance.
The water extractor is ready, but we don't have a storage for the water it will extract.
Okay. We'll need water for domes, farming, and polymer production, but for now we don't have any of that, and we want to store the water in a tower. Storage are important safety measures for your colony, as they will provide water, oxygen, and power in the case of production breakdown. or ceasing operations during disaster. That'll happen quite a bit. Water storage will freeze, dust storms will stop solar panels, for instance, and power or moisture accumulators. Lots of nasty can happen. So we'll construct a water water storage rather. Down here in the water category, water power. I guess it really doesn't. He's not telling us where to do it, so we're gonna put it. We're gonna put it right. Why is it not? Oh, the pipes are not on the line. I was thinking those pipes were on the line. They're not. So we'll put it there. Then I'm going to connect pipes for that. So we'll hit V for that and bring the pipe from here there. And we're going to run it all the way along, clicking every time we want to turn or end a section. There we go. Look at them all go. There's so many drones. They work so darn fast. It's pretty wild. And the last piece connected. We're now
The time has finally come to build the first dome that will house our colonists.
Yay! Domes are large superstructures that house colonists. Surprise, surprise! You can construct many buildings inside domes. Some of them require colonists as workforce. Domes have limited space, but can be connected via passages, as of the latest update, or previous to this update, to form larger systems. Remember to use your RC transport to mine metals and carry and call for resupply rockets if you need advanced resources to finish the dome. Construct a basic dome. This will take a long time, so you might wish to speed up things. Yes, you keep telling me to speed things up, so they definitely know. We definitely know where we're building. When you're building your first dome, be very aware that you will quickly run out of key resources like money. I don't see any rare metal deposits on this map, but that'll be a thing you'll need to watch out for. Now, if you hit R to rotate, you see how there's the certain domes will have different shapes to them and different connections, but the connections with the blue, with the power pipes, don't let people in, they just let utilities in, and vice versa for the other little connections. Those are the people access spots. So let's build that there. What do we need? 20 concrete, 10 metals, and 20 metals, 10 polymers. I don't think we have the polymer, do we? Yes, we do. Good. So we got the concrete, we got the metal, we got the polymer, right? Done deal. Go ahead and gather concrete there, and we'll drop it off by the door. Not really essential. There's so many drones here that they would be fine. I can move them, like, say, there, and that'll still, maybe a couple more steps, that'll still be them in there. Don't think they'll be able to access that. So, one thing you can do, you can select this deposit, for instance, deactivate it, then all of this stuff sitting on the ground then becomes unused, and we can actually tell, then the drones will automatically, look, they're all going like, oh, there's some concrete just sitting spare on the ground, so let's go find a place to put it. They'll haul it over here and throw it in the Universal Depot, which is then in range for this drone hub to run stuff to there. So, look at that. This guy helping out made a big difference. Look how quick he's moving stuff in. If you're in a rush to get your buildings built, use your system or equipment that you've got wisely. 54. Good. I'm not going to send him over. By the time he gets over there to take care of things, he's going to already be done. You can power up, but that puts you out of commission, doesn't it? That's unfortunate. The water extractor, oddly enough, is an extractor, so it does produce waste rock. Just be aware of that. Grade is low, so this one will pump out a decent supply of it. Look at that giant stack of goodies in the middle. They don't really care which way they get stacked, because the drones are so smart they figure it out, right? Odin, come on. Bring us like 7 or 8 more, that would be lovely. 9 more, actually, is what we need. It looks like we got all 9 of them en route. No, there it is. There's the last guy, right there. Let's follow him. Can we follow him? Well, we can pan across and follow him kind of manually. We could actually tell him to go do manual activities as well. There we go. Work has started. Too many drones are already constructing this building. Look at all the drones just swarming it. There we go. That is our beautiful dome. Completed.
We have an oxygen.
The dome is complete, but we have to supply it with water, power, and oxygen before we can use it.
Domes require life support, namely water, power, and oxygen. Connect the dome to the existing power and water infrastructure. You may need to build additional power producers. The oxygen you will need... for the oxygen, you'll need to construct a MOXIE, a device that extracts oxygen from the carbon dioxide in the Martian atmosphere. Once the MOXIE is ready and powered up, connect the dome with pipes. It may be wise to build an oxygen storage as well. Provide water, power, and oxygen to the dome. Something that I've been nagged at a few times is to make sure that you consider things like redundant power systems, or redundant supply systems. So, for instance, we would want to make sure, let's see if we can sneak that in there. We can stuff that right there. Lovely. May not be the super most awesome place for it, but we're also going to get, oh, we can't get an oxygen tank. Apparently they're not going to let us get that yet. They're probably going to let us get it now, though. Wait a second, why are you not connected? You are you're not connected because you're not connected to an oxygen facility. They're going to make me connect the power first, I guess. Okay, no problem, we'll do that. Connect the power systems and then connect the pipes. And our dome will then get what it needs. There we go, it has power now, and it has oxygen, and it has water.
You have completed the simulation successfully.
It didn't let us build the oxygen storage. That's fine. You've learned how to handle power, water, and oxygen, as well as how building maintenance works. You're ready to set up a basic colony, ready to accept the first human pioneers on Mars. Next tutorial deals with colonists and their needs. You can continue to it now, or simply blah blah blah. Yes. So next tutorial will be the next episode. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope this is helpful to you if you're getting started, or if you want to just listen and skim through rather than clicking them all yourself. That's fine too. I just wanted to put this out for you, have a walk through it with everybody, and hope you enjoy it. Hit the like button if you do, and if you're interested in seeing some more content, put in the comments of any of these tutorial videos what you want to see for either a storyline or a focus or a new episode theme, map, locations, all that fun jazz, and hit that subscribe button if you'd like to join the clan. And as always, we'll see you in game.